friend. How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Growth in Christ podcast with me, Emily Wanja. Thank you so much for making time for us today. It's such an honor to know that you're here. Thank you because I know that by the time we are done, it's gonna be a good um, Friday afternoon. So welcome as we have this conversation. My name is Emily Wanja. I'm born again. Christ is Lord and Savior over my life. I am so grateful that we meet again to just explore this amazing series that I've been having called The Other Side of Obedience, which God spoke into my heart some years, not some years, actually last year, 2025, and God was just was teaching me and was trying to help me understand that the other side of obedience is beautiful. He was trying to take me to from walking in disobedience, out of all the reasons we mentioned in the previous live sessions we've had, and just allowing me to see that actually when you finally decide to start walking in obedience, there is better gain compared to walking in disobedience. So basically that was what God was trying to teach me, and it's been a roller coaster. You see how a roller coaster has, you have the highs and you have the lows, you have the in-betweens. Yeah, it's been that. I'm not going to sit down here and lie to you that it's been smooth. It's not been, but God is teaching us every single day. There's so many things I'm learning. There's so many things I'm relearning. There's so many things I'm unlearning. And all that to give God glory because He deserves it all, right? So, yeah, this is the Growth in Christ podcast. If you are joining us for the very first time, feel at home. Welcome. Let's get to do this. All right. So, we don't walk alone this journey, we walk with an amazing team that's called the Partners. Amazing people who God brought my way, who've been a blessing to this podcast. They've really given out their time, they've given out their resources, they've given out their energy, they've given out their expertise just to make sure that we get to be where we are. So a big shout out to our partners, the Stefani Graphics, an amazing man of God who's been doing so much when it comes to graphic design. He's been doing so much when it comes to the posters, to the thumbnails, and he is just that expert. So I'll be sharing with you guys his a link to his drive, whereby if you ever need posters made for you, you know where to go, right? If you're doubt, please check this account, this YouTube account, and subscribe if you've not, and check through all the posters that and the thumbnails that he's been making, and you will see you need to plug in. Also, we have Anchor Studios who've been really coming through when it comes to videography. A big shout out to them. We did an entire series with them, an amazing time of Only Believe series. We shot amazing series. You can check on the playlist. You'll see Only Believe series that was shot by Anchor Studios. So a big shout out if you're looking for people who can have you have your videography, photography. You know where to go, right? You know, I'm here to plug you to the best of the best, all right? Also, if you're there, you're a Christian, a new Christian, a growing Christian, you've been in the Christian world for the longest time, and you're looking for somewhere you can actually go to pray, just have communion with God. I know the place where you can do that. Please visit Mizpah House of Prayer. It's also part of our partners who've been working with us in a great way. So reach out to them on the number 0727766553, and you're going to get to enjoy your stay as you go and have an amazing time, all right, of prayer, of hearing from God. It's gonna be awesome, right? Also, lastly and not least, we have the book that you're partnering with. Actually, It's a book by Pastor Philip Mulinge called Preparing for Godly Marriage, that's available both online and also physically. So if you like reading books physically, it's a plug for you. If you also like reading books uh, virtually, yeah, our soft copy, it's also a plug for you. So make sure you get to subscribe and also get your copy. I'll also leave that info on my channel right after this video. You'll see on the description, we're going to have all of those things. All right, so that's it on the partners that we have. And also, you are a partner on the Growth in Christ podcast. If you're not here every single Friday, I would be speaking to myself. So a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for making time every single Friday to be here. It's always a pleasure. It's always an amazing time of getting to communicate. Do you know actually this is real time? That means you can actually chat me up. Yeah, you can actually talk to me and I'll be responding. Please, and be generous with your comments. Be um be good with your comments because I can read them. Yes, so basically, thank you for partnering with this channel. So today we are starting another new month. Happy March. Happy new month, the month of March. I know it's date 6, but the last time I was here, it was last week. We were still in Feb. Yeah, so this is March. And I am grateful. I am grateful. We've seen another beautiful month. This is month 3 of the year of 2026. How has it been for you? Do you feel you can still continue with this year? Do you feel encouraged so far? Or do you need more grace? For me, I feel encouraged and I need more grace. I am encouraged, but definitely more grace is needed this side of the world because, yeah, it's been a lot of learning experiences. It's been just epic. And so I pray that God is going to continue giving you grace in this year. And I pray that God is going to continue helping you even as you move on in 2026. So this is a start of a brand new mini series that you're having. The overall series is called The Other Side of Obedience. And so we are trying to remove and get inside the other side of obedience. We're just trying to see what is inside the other side of obedience. So last mini series we talked about reasons for our disobedience. What makes us become disobedient people? And now this month we'll be talking about what does obedience look like. All right. This week we were supposed to have a guest. Yes, oh my God, we were supposed to have a guest, but due to unavoidable circumstances, she will not be joining us this week, but next week. I hope I am clear on my audio. I hope it's not shaking because I'm shaking a lot as well. So I hope my audio, let me hold it like this so that we all get to hear. All right, so we were to have a guest, and the guest got something that really caught her up, and she will not be able to join us. And so that means we're doing this next week. We'll be with the guest next week. So make sure you tune in. And the guest that will be coming in, oh my goodness, are you a business person? Are you aspiring to start a business? And you're like, what do I do? Yeah. Are you a young person and you're desiring to get into marriage and you're like, what do I do? Are you a young person who wants to start a family and you're like, what do I do? This is a beautiful young lady who is a combination of brains, minds, of business ideas, of godly ministry, of a beautiful family. And she'll be sharing with us what her obedience journey has been like. All right, and so please stay tuned for next week, 13th of January of March, 13th of March. Yes, we'll be having that conversation. All right, now let's get into the comments and the topics of today. Today we're talking about what obedience looks like. And so far, as I said, God gave me this topic and this series last year when it was the hardest moment of my life as I was struggling to just be obedient. I was really, really at the edge whereby I was like, I don't want to anymore. It was tiring. It was I was just being, feeling lazy on it. It was just a lot of things. And God was like, you know what, Emily? Do you know there's a beautiful side of being obedient? I know it takes a lot of work. I know you're going to go beyond your comfort zone. I know you're going to, you'll need to do extra, but in the obedience, in the going of extra, there's the beautiful side of it, you know and not only the beautiful side, but there is an ordained glory that comes with being simply obedient. And that took me out for a while, because if you've ever been a child, in one way or another, you've had an encounter with disobedience, whereby your parents told you to do something and you did not want to do, and you ended up not doing it, right? So it was just everything. And I think this has been the area whereby you get tested. You get tested on every side. And the only way out is that when it's you deciding that, yes, I'll be like this for the longest time. This has been happening, but now there needs to be change. And you start working on that change. And you start saying, let me see what can come out from going and doing the other thing. What is behind the whole story of obedience? It's like the 4 lepers, in the Bible, who are so famous. They had leprosy, and they would either stay where they are and die, or walk and die but get to where they need to be. That is the essence of obedience. We are all in supposed to do something. We all are meant or ought to do something, and it's always a moment where we get to decide: are we gonna stick here and just wait for fate to take its course? Are we gonna sit here and just wait for things to happen in our lives? Or are we actually gonna start walking in the pain, walking in the healing, walking towards whatever is ahead? Because that the promises of God are yes and amen. That that the promises of God are to give you a hope and a future. So you decide. And we see people who decided to be obedient. The lepers, the 4 lepers, when they actually decided to start being obedient, and it took each step. Obedience is not running. They did not run. They did not run. They took step by step. And this is the beauty. As they were taking step by step, God was amplifying every step that they took. Every step. So God amplifies every step that you take in obedience to Him. He amplifies every step because He knows that the direction that you're taking and the place that you're going is going to make sense. Every step, you might not know what is coming up next, because as you raise your feet to make the next step, you're not aware if you're going to get into the mud. You're not aware, because these are spiritual things. You're not aware if there's gonna be a way, or it's gonna be a desert, or it's gonna be a sea. But as you make every step by faith, things start becoming clear. Things start making sense. And it's not all the things. It is a step at a time. So what is it that you need to start being obedient towards, step at a time? Is it a book that you need to write, step after the next step? Is it that business that you need to start writing up the business proposal, step by step? What is it that you need to do? And God was just trying to show me. God brought to me so many people who have been obedient in the area that God is calling me into. And I just saw their lives and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Like, this is the fruit of obedience. And I'm not gonna be ashamed to mention their names. I looked into the life of someone by the name Nyawira Gashugi, a Kenyan a podcaster who's doing an amazing job and also a public speaker. Recently, last year, she brought in together women, if not 500 women, together for a whole 2-day conference. And it was beautiful. Just looking at how everything was brought together, I just looked at her life and I was like, God was trying to tell me this is what obedience looks like. So many lives are transformed, so many careers sprout out, so many destinies are healed, because obedience also is not just about you. How many times are we encouraged by the story of the lepers? So many times. Like, yes, I might be in my weakest point in life, but you know what? If you know what a leprosy is, you can only imagine the magnitude of every step they took. I hear leprosy just takes away your skin, it eats off your skin, it eats off your strength. You are there smelly, people are judging on you, so psychologically you're sick, mentally you're sick, physically you're sick, you don't have strength. But they decided to take every step by faith, every single step. So that there was God trying to show me that, you know what, you don't have all the solutions. That's why you are the human, you are the creation, and God is the creator. So you are allowed not to have things figured out. You are allowed not to know what you're doing. You are allowed, but as long as your eyes are still on the creator. As long as your eyes are on the creator, that means as you take every step, as you move forward, as you go, God got you as well. God got you. And He's going to make a way for you. He's going to make a way for you. So this is just an encouragement, as we dig deeper into understanding what actually obedience means. And by God's grace, I'm hoping to have guests who God has been using greatly, and I'm hoping that they're going to come and just encourage you. People who are on the other side, who are experiencing what it is to walk in the obedience of God, and they just hold your hand and they just help you and show you, actually, this and this happens when you. This and this actually happens when you decide. So it's my prayer that by the end of this episode and by the end of this series, which will be ending in September, the 25th, as we mark 7 years of God's faithfulness, 7 good years, I hope and I pray that this will be a journey that we're going to walk together, and that by the end of the 9 months, you look back at your life and you'll be like, thank God I decided. Thank God I started the step-by-step walking towards obedience. And trust me, you're gonna fumble. You will fumble. You will fall. You will fail. This is not me speaking negative into your life. No. This is me just telling you, yeah, actually it happens. Actually, it happens. It actually happens. And it only takes you rising up again. It takes you shaking off the dust. It takes you looking and saying, oh, I messed up. So what do I learn from that? Obedience is also that. Checking at the mistakes you've made and trying to see, okay, What would have been done different? Actually, what would have been done different? If this is what I did and this was the result. You remember the analogy of the guy who started making electricity? A whole I don't know if people actually get it wrong, or they create a notion towards it. Is it 99 ways of not of 99 ways of how a bulb cannot work, or it's 999? You know, which of them is true? Because I've heard people say 999 and also 999 ways, but whichever, we all know there's a 9 somewhere. Whether there are 2 or there are 3 nines, well and good, but this is the secret. Obedience looks like this is you disobeying, and these are the results of your disobedience. And looking at this is how you would have obeyed, and these are the results of the obedience you would have taken. So it's my prayer for each one of us. Let us strive, let us desire to actually walk in obedience. Let us strive. Let us strive. Take it as your personal agenda. Take it as your personal, decision. Take it personally. Take it by force. Brother, sister, take it. And hold on to it. Hold on to it. Irregardless. Because the times you will wake up and you're like, it's never that serious. And the times you will wake up and it is very serious. But irregardless of both the days, actually finally deciding that this is it. It's gonna walk you through a lot. A lot will happen. A lot of things are going to change in your day-to-day living. So let's make that deal. Let's make that deal that we will choose obedience. We will start walking in obedience. We will decide to take the step by step, until we get where we need to get. So allow me get something that I should have gotten actually, and then I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just within the premises. I'm actually at home. So let me get something and then I'll be back. Right? Let me put my earphones here. Yes, who's back? I'm back. And I'll just finish off with this verse or with this story. All right. In 2 Kings chapter 7 verse 19, verse 3, we'll start from verse 3. 2 Kings chapter 7 verse 3, it says, now there were 4 men with leprosy, all right, at the entrance of the city gate. They said to each other, why stay here until we die? If we say we will go into the city, the famine is there, and we will die, you know. And if we stay here, we will die. So let's go over to the camp of the Amorites and surrender. If they spare us, we live. If they kill us, we die. At dusk they got up and went to the camp of the Arameans. When they reached the edge of the camp, not a man was there, for the Lord had caused the Arameans to hear the sound of chariots and horses and a great army, so that they say to one another, look, the king of Israel has hired the Hittites, the Egyptians, kings to attack us. So they got up and fled in the dusk, and abandoned their tents and their horses and their donkeys. They left the camp as it was and ran for their lives. The men who had leprosy reached the edge of the camp and entered one of the tents. They ate and drank and carried away silver, gold, clothes, and went off and hid themselves. They returned and entered another tent and took some things from it and hid them also. Then they said to each other, we are not doing right. This is a day of good news, and we are keeping it to ourselves. If we wait until daylight, punishment will overtake us. So let's go at once and report this to the royal place. So they went and called out to the city gatekeepers and told them, we went into the Amorites' camp, and not a man was there, not a sound of anyone, only tethered horses and donkeys, and the tent left just as they were. The gatekeepers shouted the news, and it was reported within the palace. The king got up in the night and said to his officers, I will tell you what the Arameans have done to us. They know we are starving, so they have left the camp to hide in the countryside, thinking they are surely come out, and they'll take them alive and go into the city. So one of the officers answered, have some men take 5 of the horses and that are left in the city, their pleats, and we will be like that. All the Israelites left they hear and say, they will only be like us when these Israelites were doomed. So let us send them to find out what happened. So that's the story of the lepers. A very encouraging story, just reminding us that, you know what, going beyond you, you get to actually even entirely save a whole nation by your obedience. Remember the number of people who can really benefit from your obedience. Because there was this very wise person who was speaking and saying that, imagine there are people who are waiting on you, who have their destinies connected to yours. And the more you stay where you are without actually walking towards where you need to be, you're also dragging behind those that need actually whose destinies are tied to you, and actually those people who need to have your life walking with them. So at the end of the day, it's never just you. There are people tied to you. So choose obedience, walk in obedience, and you will see the beautiful things that God is gonna do in your life. All right. So yeah, that's a wrap for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna meet next week. We'll be having an amazing guest to join us as we continue on this discussion of the other side of obedience mini series of what actually obedience looks like. I'm out. Thank you. Thank you to our partners who have really been supportive. We have Stefani Graphics, we have Miss House of Prayer, we have the book Preparing for Godly Marriage, also very much available across all social media platforms, and also physically. So it's a hard copy and also a soft copy. So whichever you decide, well and good. All right, so stay tuned, we're gonna connect next time.